how you doing? It's what a long time since we last saw you, isn't it? Well, it's Thursday again. Thursday, we're back to the normal routine now of doing our live show, 6 o'clock every Thursday, whenever I can get there. I know it's been a long time since we've been around. We've been super busy, obviously, throughout the whole of June and July, coming to visit you guys all over Louisiana and further afield. We've been in Mississippi. We've been all over the place. Far too much for us to mention it all. All I want to say is, if you have watched us, if you have seen us, thank you so much. Now, we are live at the moment, which is really exciting because it means that wherever you're watching us from now, you can be either on YouTube, you can be on our Facebook page or our Facebook group, you can be on my page, you can be on LinkedIn, you can be on Twitter, you can be on Twitch, and you can be on DL Live. I think they're all the live places we're going to. Wherever you're watching us, you can type in the messages there and we should be able to see them. So I need you guys to do me a favour. If you can hear me, because that's one of the things I'm always dreading, I'm like, am I muted? Can people hear me? If you can, just give me a thumbs up or a like or a heart. Hearts are even better. Just so that I can see on my screen down here where everybody's calling from and that sort of thing. Also, when you type your messages in there, please do let me know firstly, who are you? How old are you? And where are you watching from? They're the things I want to know because, you know, it's really interesting that we can get a bit more personal. If you've got any questions at all, type them into the text box there and hopefully I should be able to see them. And I just need to have a little test. So if any of you guys want to type a message in there, we'll have a look and make sure it comes up on the screen in a second and then I can see. So any hearts, any thumbs up, just to let me know that you can hear me. And let me know where you're watching from, who you are, and if you're young, your age, that sort of thing. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I can see there's a few of you out there. Wow, it's been so long since we did this. It's over 2 months since we did a proper live show. And we got a real good one for you today. But one of the things we've done recently, last weekend, we were over in Hammond. We were at the Columbia Theatre. And I think maybe some of you guys came to see us. If you did, let me know. Type it in the notes there. Let me know what you thought, what your favourite bits were, anything like that. I'd love to hear from you. Anyway, the live show, we pushed ourselves a little bit. We went out of the comfort zone, which is, it's basically, it's just a way of just pushing yourself a little bit more than you used to. And it was a good thing because we had a great time at the Columbia Theatre there. We had our first merchandise stall. We had some merchandise out there, these nice Dinosaur Experience t-shirts. We had some Ranger badges or pins. We had some ID tags. What else did we have? We had Rexy's book written by Miss Wilmot, Miss Dawn, my wife. We were selling those, and you guys came out en masse. And for anybody who didn't make it, or you couldn't make it for whatever reason, here's just a little video to show you some of the fun that we actually got up to. So there you have it. If you weren't there, you missed a great day. It was really a lot of fun. We had some rogue dinosaurs that got loose in the theatre there. We had to recruit some special junior rangers that were helping us find where they were and where they'd gone to. And they were all quite mischievous, very funny. So we had them all there. We had Rexy and Susie, our baby T-Rexes. We had Rocky and Nash, our grown-up or our toddler T-Rexes, both 4 or 5 years old. And then we had Brutus, of course, our Carnotaurus at the end there. He was a superstar as well. Thanks so much for watching. And then at the end there, obviously, we had our VIP group, all the guys that could come and meet us in the VIP room there. We had lots of talks. We showed you some fossils, that sort of thing. And then we took some pictures. Now, talking about pictures, I really want to see them, guys. Everybody took pictures, and I didn't get to see any of them. So do me a favour. I need you to come to this web page here. Let's have a look. Bring it up. So this is the Dinosaur Experience for Kids. Oh, let's blow that out a little bit. The Dinosaur Experience for Kids Facebook group. Okay. Now you guys can join this, or you can get your parents to join for you. And it's the Dinosaur Experience for Kids. Now, because it's a group, it means that you guys can join and post things. So let's have a quick look down here. So you can see that we're live at the moment. In fact, if I refresh this, it will probably come up and show the live show as it is, a little bit delayed. So you can see that everything on here we can do. Now, you guys, here's some pictures from the show. You guys, once you join this site, you can upload your pictures. Now, we do mod it very, very heavily. So when you put your pictures up there, they're not going to come up straight away, okay? They're not going to come up there straight away because we have to look at everything that comes up here before we agree that it can be shown. Okay, so don't be surprised if you put your pictures up there and they don't come up straight away. At some stage within the next day or so, maybe within a couple of hours, we'll have a look at it, say, yeah, these are good, let's just upload it. We have to do that because we're protecting everybody that joins the group, because we don't want people to be on there trying to sell your stuff or some stuff on there. Sometimes you get people doing bad things, trying to take your money, and they're not being honest. All right, so that's where to load your pictures up if you came to the show, or even if you didn't come to the show. If you've got something to say, some questions, any pictures you want to show us, this is where to come to, the Dinosaur Experience for Kids Facebook group. All right, guys, make sure you join that group. Look, we've got 1,900 members, 1,900 members. We've only been running it about 4 or 5 months, so we're nearly at 2,000 members already. That's fantastic. 2,000 dinosaur lovers, and it's specifically for you guys, for the kids out there that want somewhere, a safe place to come and talk dinosaurs. All right, let's have a quick look at our show today. Some of the things we've got going on for you. First thing we're going to do Guess the Dino. It's something we do every week. We show you a dinosaur and we see how many of you guys out there can guess and see who you think it is. All right? So that's one thing that we're going to do. We're going to see how many of you guys can see if you know the dinosaur. Then we've got some dinosaur news. We're going to have a look at some stuff that's going on. And then we're going to have a look at the dinosaur called the Guanlong. I don't know if any of you have heard the Guanlong before. Quite a fascinating dinosaur, an early dinosaur, but we're going to get into that later. Then I'm going to show you where we can find out for the Dinosaur Experience, where we're going to be for our public appearances. And then at the end there, we're going to do shout-outs. So if you want a shout-out, now's the time to put your details in the comments box. Okay, look on Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn, wherever you are. Put the comments in there, and I'll hopefully be able to see it before the end of the show, and we'll do shout-outs at the end. So if you want your birthday mentioned or anything like that, put your name and your details in there, and we will get to you. All right, so that's what we got going on today. So let's go to our first thing, Guess the Dinosaur. Here he is. He is a dinosaur that we've covered before. We did him, I don't know, a couple of months ago, something like that. And this is the dinosaur I want to see if anybody can recognize. I've got a couple of clues for you. All right, let's have a look. So his name, if we translated his name into English, it means fire thief. Okay, fire thief. Now, this guy was discovered in after a forest fire near Mount Olympus. That might trigger a few memories of when we used to talk about him. Also, in the latest Jurassic World movie, Jurassic World Dominion, he had quite a major part. He was a big part of that movie, and he was the guy that went through the ice and swam around underneath the ice in the ice-cold water. Now, That probably couldn't happen, I'll be honest with you. That's Hollywood doing its thing, making a movie, and that's fine, that's what they do. But if you're trying to work out what dinosaur this is, he was the guy in the movie that did that. All right, so we'll come back to that at the end, and we'll see how many of you guys guessed it. Again, if you want to guess, type it into the comments there, and also let me know who you are. You know, let me your name and where you're watching from and your age, that sort of thing, so that we can see who you are and who's got it right. So that was it. Here, let me just bring him up again. That's the dinosaur we're asking you about. So if you think you might know who he is, then give us an answer. Okay, so a little bit of dinosaur news now. I don't know if you've seen it. It's been coming up all over my news feed everywhere because I follow everything about dinosaurs. And it's about this park, the Dinosaur Valley State Park. Okay, and that's in Texas. And it's about an hour and a half southwest of Dallas. It's about 10 hours from where I live, which isn't too far. I keep telling myself I'm going to make a trip up here. But the Dinosaur Valley State Park. Now, this park here, they have an area where there are dinosaur footprints in a valley, and you can see them, okay? But because we've had they've had a drought recently, they haven't had rain for a very long time, what it's meant is a lot of the river has dried up, and it's basically there's no water in the riverbed. And that has uncovered some dinosaur tracks that we haven't seen before. Now, these dinosaur tracks are roughly 113 million years old. Here's a picture of one of the footprints here. Now, isn't that cool? Can you imagine that? That's an actual footprint that nobody's seen. Probably no human has ever seen this before because it's always been under the water. And now we've had a drought. And it's been uncovered, and the paleontologists have gone in there and they've pulled out all the silt and the stuff that was in there, and they've uncovered these tracks. And not just these tracks, there's a few more tracks as well. Let me show you this image as well. So this is an image of where the tracks actually are, and you can see there's a little path there of where a real dinosaur walked about 113 million years ago. Now, if I go back to this image here, I come back here and I bring up this picture, if I can. Yeah, this one. Okay, so this is an aerial photograph of the valley. And if you see all those little dots there, the blues and the reds and all those little dots there, each one of those is an individual footprint. Isn't that incredible? It's not just a footprint. There's a whole path there. And from these footprints that they've discovered here in the national park, they believe, or the state park, I should say, they believe that there was probably a herd of animals. They believe these animals travelled in herds up and down, and they're all the images, they're all the footprints that they found in that area. And also, so these footprints, they found two different dinosaur footprints. And so let me bring up this one here. So these are the two dinosaurs they believe that made those footprints. There's two of them. There is the Acrocanthosaurus. He's the smaller of the two there. And then the other one is the Sauroposeidon. And they're the two dinosaurs that made those new footprints that they've found in the valley there. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. I don't know if anybody lives anywhere near Texas, and I don't know if it's rained there recently, but if it hasn't, this might be a once-in-a-lifetime chance to go and see these footprints before it rains again and they get covered up. And the other thing about them is they will go away. Now, obviously, the paleontologists have taken the prints and they've got the molds of everything they've found, but these prints, they will erode. Now they've been uncovered, the rain, the water, the ice, the snow, anything that gets in there will finally erode these footprints away. So if you are anywhere near the area and you get the chance and you can talk your parents into taking you, then it's really worth going along and seeing these footprints because it may be the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Now, there are other footprints that are out of the water that you'll be able to see even if you go there now and there's water there. So there will be things to see, but these are just new ones that have been uncovered recently. Absolutely fascinating stuff going on in the dinosaur world. So talking about dinosaurs, let's have a look at our dinosaur of the day. Now, we're going to look at the Guanlong today, so let's have a look. So the Guanlong. Now, he know that the Guanlong actually lived in an area that we now know as China. So when you think about China, this is where this dinosaur lived. It's where it was discovered. He lived there roughly 155 to 160 million years ago in what's known as the late Jurassic period. Okay, so remember, when we're talking about time periods, it's all about Earth. Okay, paleontologists and scientists, when they talk about time, they do it by layers of Earth. So if you can imagine where we're standing on top of the Earth now, we are in the Cenozoic age, okay, in the Holocene, we're in the Cenozoic age in the Holocene area, okay. Now, that's everything from today. Let me just find my notes because I don't want to get this wrong because I got it wrong before. Okay, so the Cenozoic age is everything from today to 65.5 million years ago. So anything in that block of Earth is from now to 65.5 million years ago is the Holocene time. Okay, the Cenozoic age is all of the time period between today and 65 million years ago, 65.5 million years ago. So Cenozoic is from today, the Earth from today. If you keep digging down until you reach an area of 65.5 million years old dirt. After that comes the Mesozoic. Okay, and the Mesozoic is what we're particularly interested in. So that goes from 65 million years or 65.5 million years ago to 252 million years ago. And in that time period, that's when all the dinosaurs were around. That's the area that we're really interested in. So you've got the Cretaceous closest to the Earth's surface. Then you've got Jurassic, which is below the Cretaceous. Then you've got the Triassic. So the Triassic is the oldest because it's the furthest away from the top of the surface, if that makes sense. So when we talk about the early Jurassic period, that's when we're talking about this dinosaur was around. So does that kind of make sense about how we understand time? It's through layers of Earth. Okay, so that's how we look at all that sort of thing. Oh, wrong button. So the Guanlong. So what do we know about this guy? We know that he lived in China, as we've said, and he was part of the early Jurassic times. Now, his name means crown dragon. So Guanlong in Chinese means crown dragon. And that's probably because of the blades on his head there. You see them going from his nose to the back of his head. There's another dinosaur that has those. Does anyone remember what they are? Which dinosaur has those blades? It's probably several, but we've discussed one, and he's actually quite a major part in the Jurassic Park movies. Have a think about it. See if you know it. Post it up. I'll talk to you about it in a little bit. All right. So his name, as we said in English, that's what his name translates to: crown dragon. Now, currently, we've only found 2 specimens. Okay, and they were found on top of each other. So we've got an adult on top, and then there was like a 3-year-old underneath him. They died at different times, and it's quite likely that the adult was stomping on him and moving him around when he died as well. But there are two of these Guanlongs being found, and they were both found in the same place. So imagine that. They died all these millions of years ago. We've been looking for everything, and we've only ever found 2, and that's not unusual with dinosaurs. Now, he believed he's an early member of the Tyrannosaur family. He's one of the first ones to be discovered of that group of dinosaurs. But he's very, very different from the T-Rex. So let's have a look. Firstly, his arms. His arms are way longer than the T-Rex's. You know, remember the T-Rex has got very small arms. And at the end of his arms, the T-Rex only has 2 fingers. Okay? This guy's got 3. So he is part of the T-Rex family, or the Tyrannosaur family, but he's got 3 fingers, whereas the T-Rex only has 2. He's also covered in feathers. Okay, he's more like a feathered dinosaur, very similar to some of the other dinosaurs that we've been recently discovering. There's no evidence at the moment that the T-Rex had any feathers. People argue about it. People say he did. Some say he didn't. Currently, the evidence says that he didn't. Okay, we've found skin fossilizations from T-Rex without feathers. Doesn't mean they didn't have them. It just means we don't have any evidence to say that they did. Whereas this guy, the Guanlong, we do know that he did have feathers. He's got, as we said, he's got long arms. He's got 3 fingers and a large crest over his eyes. It's believed that crest was for display only. Yeah, they've looked at that one and the one underneath it, the baby one underneath it, and they're very thin and fragile, so it wouldn't be any good as a weapon. So it's probably there as a signal to other dinosaurs. Maybe it changed colour as they got older, that sort of thing. So what makes it a T-Rex? Well, there's a couple of things. The teeth. The teeth are very, very similar to the T-Rex's teeth. They're built for biting into meats. He was definitely a carnivore. And the other thing about him is the pelvic bone. The pelvic bone. A lot of dinosaurs are split by their pelvis, okay, or the hips, as we would probably call them, the hips. And this guy, he has this very similar pelvic bone structure to the way a T-Rex would be. Now, talking about that, he's actually a lot smaller than a T-Rex, as you can see. Okay, he was probably about 10 feet long and only about 3 feet high, and he weighed about 200 pounds. So whilst he was part of the Tyrannosaur family, he was nowhere near as big as the T-Rex. And actually, this guy would have had trouble. He'd have had all sorts of predators looking after him or trying to catch him. He was probably quite fearful all the time. Other dinosaurs would be trying to catch this guy and eat him. And he probably ate small rodents. He probably lived off other animals that had killed other animals. He certainly wasn't the big predator that they turned into by the T-Rex. Now, you've got to remember that this guy was around about 90 million years before the T-Rex. So between this guy and the T-Rex, there was 90 million years of evolution between these two dinosaurs. So he went from 10 foot to 30 foot. And there would be lots and lots of different stages between these dinosaurs, okay? Don't think that, 20 years later he turned into a T-Rex, because that didn't happen. 90 million years. By the time the T-Rex was around, this guy had been fossilized for probably about 80 million years. Yeah, he was long gone before the T-Rex came around. So there we have it, the Guanlong. Is that pretty cool? I think it's a pretty cool dinosaur. I hear a lot about the Guanlong. A lot of people refer to the fact that he actually had feathers, which is, absolutely true. But as I said before, there's no evidence, no direct correlation to the T-Rex having feathers. Possibly he had them, but the evidence says that he didn't at the moment. All right, Emma. Okay, so I want to tell you about public appearances. So the dinosaur experience, we bring our dinosaurs all over the Louisiana, and we sometimes come outside Louisiana, and we bring our dinosaurs to private parties, we bring them to schools, we bring them to summer camps and daycares and kindergartens, all that sort of thing. But we also do public events. Now, the public events are when you can just come along, and then we do things like libraries, we do festivals, we do events, that sort of thing. And I want to show you where you can find out you can see us, okay? So here we have, let me just bring this up here. You see my notes. Okay, so here we have the Dinosaur Experience. This is our webpage, thedinosaurexperience.com, okay? Now, I've just recently added a new page. So if you come to where it says More, and you see it brings up this drop down, and as you see here, we have all sorts of things going on. So you've got the TDE Kids live shows. If I click on that, it actually takes us to all the live shows we've ever done. So we're up to 32 here, and our last one, this one we're doing now on the Guanlong, this will be uploaded onto here. So if you want to watch some more live shows, you want to see it, that's where you can see us. But I wanted to show you the public events tab. So if I click on the public events tab, and it tells you live public appearances. Now, what I'm going to do, as we get booked, I'm going to add to this list. So for this year, we're getting towards the end of the year. At the moment, the only thing we have currently is, or left, because we've done loads throughout the summer, the only thing we've got left this year is on October the 15th at the Livingston Parish Library Book Festival, 11 a.m. start. And I think it's an all-day thing, 11 till 3, something like that. We're going to be at the Livingston Parish Library, and I believe that's in Walker. Now, I'll update that later with more, well, not later, or as soon as I get more details and what have you. But that's where we're going to be in October the 15th. Next year, 2023, and this will fill up quite rapidly because we're still talking to lots of people. We're going to be in February at the Homer Mardi Gras Parade. We're going to be doing that. On the 1st of April, the Loose Caboose Festival in Newton, Mississippi. Between the 10th and the 14th of April, we're visiting the Shreveport libraries. We're going to do 2 libraries a day over those days. I think it's 6 libraries in total, or maybe 8, I'm not sure. But the Shreveport libraries, we're coming to see you between the 10th and the 14th of April. On the 20th of May, we're going to be at the Magnolia Blossom Festival in Arizona. Okay, so we've been booked for the festival up there. 7th to the 8th of June, Washington Parish Libraries. 14th and the 15th of June, Cameron Parish Libraries. 20th of June, Concordia Library. And then 13th through the 15th of July, we're coming back to the Choctaw Indian Festival in Philadelphia, Mississippi. That will fill up. I can tell you now, June and July, you'll get a lot more public events. We'll add them as we get them. But these are some of the libraries and festivals that have already booked us for 2023. So don't despair. Keep coming back to the page, looking where you can find us on the public events. And also, this is where, if you want to, you can see all the different places that we're going to be at. You can see where to book us and that sort of thing. So I just got an email that said I said something wrong. Let me just have a look. The Magnolia Festival is in Arkansas. Sorry, not Arizona. It's in Arkansas. My bad. I'll get that changed. That's my wife texting me saying you're getting it wrong. All right, so they're the places you can find us anyway. And also on here, if you come back up here, you can click on birthdays. If you want to book us for a school or a summer camp, you click on there. We'll get you your details. We can talk to you about that. All right, so that's pretty cool. That's where you can find us for any public appearances that you may want. Actually, while we're on this, let me just come back to this. I want to just quickly show you our Facebook page. Oh, sorry, not our Facebook. Our YouTube page. We're up to 107 subscribers now. Woohoo! Very impressed with that. 107 subscribers. Please do subscribe. It's where we put all our videos up here. You can see birthdays. You can see events that we've been to, school visits. We've got some product reviews. All of our live shows are on here. And also, actually, if I refresh this, you might even be able to see our live shows. When we do live shows, they come up. Oh, actually, you've got to click a button. But it says here, we are currently live, as you can see. So if you're watching us on YouTube, hello. It's good to see you. And you can actually watch us here on YouTube. So do come to the Dinosaur Experience on YouTube. Make sure you hit that subscribe button because it helps us out, guys. It really does. And then we've got our Dinosaur Experience Facebook page, which is here. Again, you can see our live show is up here. Every time we go live, it's going to come up here, so you'll be able to watch us. And then this is where we upload our birthdays to. Any pictures, these are some ones from the live show we did there in Hammond. Some more pictures there. And just various bits and pieces. So this is where we upload loads of stuff. Certainly all the birthday parties that we've been to. We upload our videos there, and you can find out stuff. So there's 2 groups. There's the Dinosaur Experience Facebook for kids. That's where you can upload stuff to and put your stuff on. This one's where we upload stuff to, and we just talk about our business, that sort of thing. All right, that's cool. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking with us. I've got a couple of bits and pieces to go through. Remember, if you do want to shout out, please do add your comments there. I've got a couple of shout outs I can see, which we'll come to. Let's go back to Guess the Dinosaur. I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to give you a couple of seconds in case anybody wants to guess. So here it is. This is our dinosaur that you had to guess. Does anybody know what it may be? I'll give you a couple of seconds because I know the actual feed is probably 10 or 15 seconds behind where I am. So I'll just give you a few seconds. Anyone want to guess what it might be? There's a few people typing. We'll go. All right, I'm going to give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Emma, that was a really good guess, Emma. All right, let me bring this up. So Emma said, let me bring it up. Emma says a Troodon. That's a really good guess, Emma. And the problem is, it was a really good guess, but the problem is, when we do these things, nobody actually knows what they really look like. So we go on artist impressions. So this one, it's actually a Pyroraptor, or it's what an artist impression thought a Pyroraptor would look like. But it was a really good guess by you, Emma. I was very impressed with that guess. All right. Good job, guys. Thank you for guessing. Thank you for having a good go. Shout outs now. So I've got some people I want to say hello to. Let's bring this one up first. John. Hey, John. Age Ainson. I know the feeling, buddy. I know the feeling. You're in the UK. Thank you for saying great work. It's good to hear from you, John. Thank you so much for watching. And also, let me bring up this one. Although we've already said hello. Emma's watching. We love you, Emma. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being our superstar. Emma is the world's expert on dinosaurs. If I don't know an answer, then I go to Emma and say, Emma, help me out. What's this with the dinosaur? And we always have a problem because when it comes to dinosaurs with facts, it's really hard to be accurate. So sometimes we'll read something or we'll see something and then it will be completely talks about it in a different way on another book or another video, something like that. So just bear that in mind. When people are talking about dinosaurs, it's real hard to get down to the facts and the nitty-gritty parts. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I can see there's at least half a dozen of you guys watching live. It's really special. If you do want to shout out, if you want to ask any questions, that's great. And let me just bring this up here. Emma says she's over the moon. Emma, you're a superstar, sweetheart. We love you very much. We love you coming to see us. And I'm going to speak to a couple of friends of mine and see if we can get somebody to help you out with some of your questions, because I'm no expert. I have to do a lot of research when I do these sort of things. And I don't know all the knowledge, which is good because we all learn together at the same time. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Until next Thursday, if you've got a request, if you've got a special dinosaur that you wanted to see, then send me a message, type it in here, and we'll get back to it and see if we can find out. All right, guys, until next Thursday, thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon.